When we start talking about fractions, what? Okay, hang on to it. When we start talking about fractions, we tend to think of some different words. Does anyone think they know some words that kind of go with fractions that maybe you've heard before? Tatum? A denominator. A dementor would be in Harry Potter. But close. So Caden has heard the word denominator. I'm writing, you are writing. Give me a Me Too signal if you've heard that word before. I don't care if you know what it means, but give me a Me Too signal if you've heard denominator before. Totally fine if you have not.
Like this, was that right?
Nope.
Like this?
Nope. Oh, like this. Thumb and pinky. Thumb. Thumb. Get your thumb out. That was not your thumb. Look at your fingers. Look at your hand. Thumb and pinky.
This is my thumb.
That's your thumb.
And this is my pinky.
There you go.
Like this?
Yep. What are some other words you know? Or things you know or have heard with fractions? No, thank you. Rylan? Sure. Rylan's heard the word halves. Halves is kind of tricky. I'm writing, you're writing. Halves is plural, right? We see that S. I know what it is when it's just one. Half. Half.
Wait.
So half is one. Halves is two. Sometimes when we end a word, Rylan, in an F, when we make it plural, we change it to a V. Think of the word leaf. Leaf. Hear that? Yeah, English is kind of funny. But yeah, half would be one. You should have this written down. Halves would be two. Two halves, or any number, because it's more than one. What else do we know? You raise your hand if you know things, and you just chill if you know. Gia, what you know? Numerator. Close. These two words you're probably noticing are pretty similar. Denominator, numerator. They do go together when we're talking about fractions. We will talk about those today. Please spell the words correctly and write on the lines. I did all the thinking for you. It's just laziness if we don't even write it down correctly. Zach, what you know?
In fractions, there's actions.
What do you mean by that?
So there's the word and then there's the action.
Okay, but that doesn't tell me anything about what a fraction is. That's what we're looking for. Evelyn, what do you know about fractions?
Two things. I know 1/4 would be an example.
Okay, so we hear an example of 1/4. 1/4. No, thank you.
And if you have 1/4, for example,
Yep.
then you would write down, like, say, 4 triangles and like color one in.
Okay, interesting. So Evelyn's going to give us an example. She said if I have 4 triangles, 1/4 means that one of them would be shaded. Not incorrect. That is correct. We're just not going to talk about the called fractions of a set. That's going to be something that you cover in 4th grade. Totally fine. It is a fraction. Please stop talking over me. We're just not going to go into that in this grade, which is fine. Does anyone know what 1/4 looks like as a number? Because right now I have a picture and I have words. Do we know what 1/4 looks like as a number? Give me some better directions then.
You kind of write one kind of sideways, and then you do a line like kind of sideways
I need better directions than that, because that's not what 1/4 looks like. What does 1/4 look like as a number? You've probably seen it before. Heidi, what you got?
You do a 1, and then you do like a sideways line under it. Not like this sideways. Not like this. You mean straight? Yeah, straight. A straight line under it.
Horizontal?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you put a 4 under it. Oh yeah. That's what
That is what 1/4 looks like as a number. Please write it down. You will see it also written this way. That is not incorrect. That's fine. So both of those show 1/4. You should have both examples written in your notebook. Are there any other things we know about fractions? Jayla wants to know.
That fractions have parts.
No, thank you. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about this, Jalen. Fractions have parts. What is happening on my board? I don't. I just need it cleaned, but thank you for that advice. Okay, now what else do you know about fractions?
The numerator goes on top of the
Denominator.
Goes on the bottom.
You are correct. So our numerator is referencing the part that is on top. The denominator is talking about the part that is on bottom. When we say words like on top and on bottom, John, we're writing. I'm talking about this and this. So the 1 in 1/4, I could say that is the numerator. Macla, we're writing. The 4 in 1/4, I could say that is the denominator. Now, just like numbers that we've already built before, I'm going to write this down in red. You do not need to write what I'm writing in red. What is that number, everybody? Does that 1 really mean 1?
No.
What does it mean? Exactly. Fractions are built the same way. Yes, I have a 1, but it doesn't really mean 1. It means something a little bit more. Yes, there's a 4, but it doesn't really mean 4. It means something a little bit more. Turn your body so you're facing forward, please. Colby, turn your body so you're facing forward, please. Any other thoughts on fractions? Ariana, what you got? Ooh, fractions do have equal. Let's add that word equal in there. That is incredibly important for fractions. They have to be equal. They have to have that same value. Spend a lot of time talking about equal. You know this. We've talked about this a lot of times. If Bryson and I are sharing a cookie, we need to be getting the same size piece. It is not fair. Like I take the big half. It's not really a half, the big piece, and Bryson gets stuck with a little crumb. That's not half. That's just mean. Heidi, what you know about fractions?
So I'm not sure if this is true.
Okay.
But you can't. But unlike Alia and Palumia, they're able to not only like add, but they're able to add, multiply, subtract, and divide.
Yes. Let's clarify this by saying this. Fractions are numbers. I'm writing, you're writing. Fractions are numbers. So just like all the cool things that we can do with the number 2, you can also do with a fraction. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide. You can do all those same things. It's just another number, a new number, a number we might not know where it is. We're going to talk about that today. Nope, it's not negative. If it was negative, it'd have a negative sign. What's that? Just a horizontal slash like this. Yep. When you're an adult who buys a lot of things, you will be very familiar with a negative symbol. Because that means you've got no money. Yikes. Negative dollars. Yikes.
So if you have negative dollars, does that mean every time you get paid, it will just like the negative, like the number will go up from the negative?
Yes. Yeah, that is actually what happens. Hang on, I'm going to talk about that for a second. So similar to what Jalen told us, this is your new title on the next blank page. Yes, I want you on the next blank page because we're going to be doing some drawing. A fraction is part of a whole. That is your new title. Write it down, please. Jalen told us it was all about parts. Ariana clarified, said it's all about equal parts. All correct. Parts of a whole. What does that mean?
Fractions are part of it.
Yes, that's what the word says. A fraction is part of a whole. What does that mean, to be part of a whole? Tatum, what are you thinking?
So, let's say you have a square. You could, like, divide it into, like, 2 parts.
Love it.
And you would have your whole shape.
Yep.
And you would have the 2 parts.
Love. Yes. My whole shape. I like to think of this in terms of food. I always go back to food. So my whole could be a pizza. Go ahead and draw a pizza. It should not be very big. Go ahead and draw your little pizza. A whole pizza. You know what a whole pizza looks like, yes? I had me a whole pizza this past weekend. Good old free pizza from Domino's. Love that. Now, one part of this whole pizza looks like what? Because remember, fraction is a part of the whole. So if I'm getting one part, what is that going to look like in my pizza? I'm getting one part. Madison? One slice, yeah. Go ahead and make a slice. Little triangle. One slice is a fraction. I'm writing, you're writing. We should not be drawing anymore. So one slice is my fraction. My slice is my part. What is my whole? Slice is my part. What is my whole? Bryson, what's my whole?
The whole pizza.
The whole pizza. Dang. All right. So we have how many whole pizzas drawn? This is not a trick question. I should see every single person's hand. How many whole pizzas did you draw? Call me Hood, please. Mackenzie? One. Is a fraction bigger than 1 or less than 1? Try to talk to your table mates, see if you can come up with an answer. John, just come up here with Bryson and Jalen. Is a fraction bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? Maybe.
So what's a fraction? I think of like one of these slices. I think it's like definitely
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know your thoughts. I should see lots more hands because you got a chance to talk to your neighbors. What do we think? Is a fraction bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? Macklin, what do you think? Okay, we're not playing in negatives though. We are not playing in negatives. No, thank you. Rylan, what do you think?
I think like both because it's able to be bigger than 1.
Okay.
But then there is the one under 0. It's smaller.
It's not less than 0. A slice is not nothing.
No,
A fraction is a number, right? We already talked about that. So where does this number live? Yes, the number line. But like where? No, thank you. No, thank you. Not helpful to anyone. Ariana, what are we thinking? Not. We are not playing in negatives. I need y'all to stop telling me negative. 3rd grade does not deal with negatives. Yes, negative numbers exist, but 3rd grade is not talking about negatives. Heidi, where are fractions going to live?
Like, let's say it was 1.5.
Uh-huh.
It would be in the middle of a 1 and a 2.
Oh, interesting. If I have 1 slice, maybe if I can find my thing. There it goes. If I have 1 slice, that is less than 1 whole pizza. Right?
Yeah.
Right. 1 slice is obviously not a whole pizza.
Yeah.
Is it 0?
No.
So it's not 0, and it's not 1. It's somewhere in between. All right. Cool. All right, we're back. I don't know why it keeps killing me. Go ahead and draw a number line. Right now, on that number line, I only want you to label 0. I'm gonna lose my marbles. All right. Oh my gosh, I can't even right now. All right, so I have my number line 0 to 1. I have 0 pizzas, and I have 1 whole pizza. I'm just going to draw it on a blank one, and it's going to just be. All right, we've got number line 0 to 1. We have 0 whole pizzas, and we have 1 whole pizza. If I eat 1 slice, did I eat 0?
No.
Did I eat the whole thing?
No.
No. We do know it's a fraction. It's going to go in between. So let's say I ate 1/2. If I ate 1/4, that would go in a slightly different position. fractions live, they're on the same number line. You're writing down, I'm not sure what you're doing. They're in the same number line, but they live in between whole numbers. Not just between 0 and 1. Heidi gave a good example earlier. I could keep my number line going. And put a whole number 2 there. There are fractions here as well. They're the pieces in between. Put your scissors up. Why would they be out? You remember that learning game Zoom? Can you picture that number line? Now picture zooming in to 0 and 1 and keep going. If you keep zooming in on that learning game, you're going to get to fractions. Yeah. So fractions are parts of a whole number. If I get enough parts, can I make a whole number? Yes. Yeah. It's almost like money. How many of y'all have ever had like change? Talk about like coins, quarters, pennies, nickels. If you get enough of them, can you make one whole dollar? Yes. Yes. But do you have like part of a dollar if you don't have enough? Yeah. You don't have nothing. 50 cents is not nothing. I can still buy some at snack machine for 50 cents. But it's not a dollar, and it's not nothing. It's that in-between part. Does that make sense? Now we're playing with the in-between. The in-between is fractions. Now, Kaden brought up one more thought about our fractions. Fractions can be in shapes. We saw it with the pizza, right? That's a circle. Go ahead and draw a square. How many squares do I have? It's not a trick question. One. One whole square. I'm going to break that square into parts. I'm hearing fraction language. I'm hearing parts. I'm hearing whole. They are going to be equal sized parts. Go ahead and break, divide, partition. All these words mean the same thing. Your square into 4 equal sized pieces. Today, bro. If I take one piece, one part, that one part, is that the whole thing? No. So it is a fraction. It is a fraction. So far, so good? What's the denominator?
The area?
No. How many total pieces make up my whole? Heidi? 3. How many pieces am I using? Huxley? 2. How do I say that? Ooh, 2 3s. No. 2 3s. No. Macklin? 2/3. When I'm counting something that is broken up into 3 pieces, those are called thirds. Write it down, please.
I'm writing this down.
Evelyn has a good question. I'm going to open it up to you guys. I want you to think about what she said. She said, I noticed in the one we just drew, the two shaded pieces aren't next to each other. You see that? One is on one side, one's on the other. She wants to know, would it be the same if they were next to each other?
Yeah.
I want you to think about that question. Thinking is an in your head opportunity. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Gio, what are your thoughts?
Yes, because you're just putting it closer together.
Evelyn, I'm going to ask you this question. Would it be the same? Would it be the same value? Yes! It's not going to look the same. Right? If I'm eating brownies, everyone knows the middle is the best part.
Yeah.
That's not the same. But is it worth the same amount? Does it have the same worth? Is it still 2/3? Yes. Oh, you like them crunchy pieces? Gross. Alright, new shape. New shape. If you think you can figure out the fraction, write it. If you think you know it, give me a secret thumb. Because I bet you can figure it out, Katrina. Secret thumb is not up in the air. Secret thumb is not up in the air. Secret thumb is not up in the air. There we go. This one's a little tricky. See if I tricked anybody. Zach, how many pieces am I counting? How many pieces are in my hole? 4. So I'm counting those pieces. And how many pieces do I have? Heidi?
0.
Do I have 0 pieces?
No. What?
I have 4. I have all of them. I did. That was a tricky one. If I have 4 total pieces and I have all of them, I have that fraction. How do I say that? How do I read that? Carl? 4 fourths. There's that TH pattern again. You're going to see that TH pattern a lot. Now, there's another name for this. Do you know what else I could call that? 4 fourths is correct. Does anyone know what else I could call it? It's tricky. Not one other fourth, but one whole. Right? Imagine that's a pizza. Put your pizza goggles on. If you ate all 4 slices, did you eat the whole thing? Yeah, I could say I ate 4 fourths. Could I also say I ate the whole thing? Yeah, pizza goggles off. Next shape. I don't know why you're sitting. We got stuff to do. Give me a secret then when you've got the fraction for that shape. Put your hand down. Do you have a question? Great, put your hand down. Turn around. Bryce, don't worry about yourself. Huxley, how many total pieces do I have? 6. Total pieces in my hole. How many pieces am I using? Keeping, eating, whatever you want it to be. Kinsey?
2.
2. How do I read this? From now on out, for the most part, they're going to start to follow a similar pattern. Halves are weird, thirds are weird, but from pretty much on out, they're going to follow the similar pattern. Jalen?
You're gonna read that as 2, 6.
2, 6. There's that TH pattern again.
2, 6. So would there be 2 X's? Oh,
No, it's a TH pattern.
why?
6.
I said an S.
Because you need an S to make the 6, and then we have more than 1 6. We have 2 of them, so it's plural. Because 1 6, and we have 2 6. Does that make sense? 1 piece, 2 piece. Red fish, blue fish. Ariane? Turn around.
I'm noticing everyone we did has like the S at the end.
Yeah, because we have more than 1 piece. This is what Zach and Ariana are noticing. I'm just going to say it again. We're noticing, hey, a lot of these are ending in S's. That S is there because it's plural. It's more than 1. If I only had 1/3, it would end in that D sound. It would not end in that S sound, 1/3. But if I have more than 1, 2 thirds. I have 2 1/3 pieces. So far, so good. We got one more shape. No, thank you. Okay, cool.
You see, it's like always like the width because it's like the side.
Sure, but it's not. Draw the shape. When you have the fraction that matches that picture, give me a secret thumb, please. This is the part where you're drawing.
Get this.
Great. All right, Mackenzie. How many total pieces in our whole? How many pieces am I using? Carl? 1. How do I read that? How do I read that? Evelyn? Say it again. 1/8. Do I have an S? Do I have more than 1/8 piece? No, I just have one of them. So 1/8. We still have that TH pattern. That tells us we're dealing with fractions. 1/8. I feel like there's another H in there actually. Let me try that again. There we go. Now I've got an H. My bad, Sam. In 3rd grade, we're only going to be playing in halves, thirds, fourths, 6, and 8. No. Do fifths exist? Yes, they do. But we are learning a whole new set of numbers. So think back to kindergarten when you first learned numbers. Did you deal with all of the numbers? No, you pretty much dealt with 1 through 10 for a little while, right? And then as you got better, you added more. Same thing. So in 3rd grade, we are only playing with thirds, halves, fourths, 6, and 8s. Other fractions exist. Absolutely. You have fifths. You have tenths. But because we're just learning the number system, we're only going to learn about those 5. You'll learn about the other ones next year in another grade. So far, so good?
Fourth grade?
Sure. What?
Is there such thing as 15s?
Yes. How many pieces would be in that hole if you had 15s?
Actually going to like 15.
15.
No.
Could you do 100?
Yes.
How many pieces would that be?
100.
So you could have any range of fractions. We're just only going to deal with those in 3rd grade. But yes, others exist. All right, so far so good? We are stopping here.